going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Bandai SH Figuarts Dragon Ball Super Broly Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Gogeta. Here we do have Gogeta Blue in the packaging. What we're going to do now is take a little break, get them opened up, and then we'll have a better look at Gogeta. Stay tuned, everyone. And so here we have Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta posing out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's actually take a look at what Gogeta comes with. He does come with two alternate head sculpts. He comes with his base form head, and then he also does come with his Super Saiyan Blue head. His Super Saiyan Blue head also does come with 3 faceplates. He comes with a stern expression that you see on him outside of the packaging. He has a yelling expression, which is normal for Dragon Ball figures, and then he does come with a smirking expression. Gogeta also does come with several pairs of hands. He comes with a pair of fists. He comes with a pair of style pose hands. He comes with a pair of Kamehameha hands, and he comes with a pair of ki blasting hands. So overall, not a lot of accessories, but we do get a decent amount. I only wish that he did come with an instant transmission hand. I think that's the only thing Gogeta's really missing here, but other than that, he comes with enough accessories that Gogeta is actually pretty decent off with. So what we're going to do now is actually have a closer look at Gogeta. And so here we have a closer look at Gogeta, and they did an amazing job with that face. You can see it really does look like Gogeta from the movie. No matter what angle I have him at, you can obviously tell that this is Gogeta. I kind of do wish that he did come with a Super Gogeta head as well as a base form head, but I'm actually pretty happy with just the Super Saiyan Blue hair, which they did a good job just painting it. You can see it's this really nice deep metallic blue hair. I'm pretty sure they just did the glittery paint just to give it a little more pizzazz, but it really does work, and you can see the blue stands out really well. Really do like this hair. You can see it even has some sculpt lines throughout these quills. I know they're not really quills, but that's what I'm going to call them because that's what it reminds me of. Even on the back of the head, you can see they continue some of that line work, so I really am glad about that. And surprisingly, it's really done well, even though it's painted. The base form of his head is actually flesh tone, and the Super Saiyan Blue hair is painted on, which is a good thing. I mean, it does look uniform. There's really no issues I have with thinning areas. Moving on to his costume, he is wearing the fusion vest, which does look really good. Now, originally Gogeta had orange instead of yellow, and it was black. Seeing as how this is a more canon Gogeta, he has the traditional yellow poofs, which you can see right here, and then he has a gray vest. And I really do like how the vest isn't really a matte, it's almost like a satin color. And it does look really, really well. I am glad it sculpted wonderfully. You can see there's some wrinkles throughout it, which it just looks really good. I do appreciate the amount of work that went into Gogeta. The little poofs right here are separate pieces. As you can see, they do get out of the way for articulation. The poof right around his neck is painted, and do be careful because some of the blue might rub off on the yellow. You can see mine is starting to actually do that. Surprisingly, the blue isn't taking any of the yellow. It's all the yellow that's taking the blue. So that shows you which is a better paint. Going on to his arms, he doesn't have any gloves or Goku's wristbands. Instead, he has these gauntlets, sweatbands, whatever you want to call them. It's the exact same color as his vest, which is done really well. I do like that. He does have a blue sash going around his waist, which is this really nice aqua blue color. It's not really aqua, it's a little more in the blue spectrum, but it still looks really good. I do like that there is some shading throughout his torso. It's not a lot of shading, but it's enough that you can notice it. Same thing with his belt here. There is a little bit of shading. Actually, it might just be the lights playing tricks on me. I don't know if there's actually shading on his belt. Looking at his sash right here, there might be some shading in there. I'll have to double check, but under the lighting it looks like they might have painted some shading on there. I know for sure there is some shading right here on his pants, which looks really good. Because you can see on the back, it's not as much shading as right here, so it does give all the folds and wrinkles some detail. And of course right here it's a little bit messy because it's not as clean, which is a little bit unfortunate. He has the same wraps around his calves. It's the same color as his sash right here. And then we go on to his boots or shoes. I honestly don't know if they're boots or if they're just shoes, but they're the same color as his vest and his wrist guards. And then it's a lighter gray at the bottom of his shoe. So overall, really good detailing here on Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. Really love the amount of work that went into him. So what we're going to do now is actually get him compared to a few other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Gogeta posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Gogeta posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we do have Gogeta posed next to the Saiyan Raids on Earth Goku and Super Vegeta. And finally, here we have Gogeta posed next to Super Saiyan Full Power Broly. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually move on to Gogeta's articulation. Now, he does have a ball hinge in the neck. You can see he can look up and down. It does turn left and right. We do get some slight pivot on that. If we take off his head, he does have the standard Dragon Ball pin right here. So if you want to have him tilting his head left and right, you do have to swivel that joint around. And then you can get him to have a side-to-side hinge. But overall, I think I prefer the forward and back hinge. He does swivel at the neck. The base of his neck also does have a ball joint, so he can look down about that far, which is pretty decent. Can't really look back because the poof of his vest comes up and it does hinder his articulation right there. Arms are on ball hinges. They go out to about that far. They do a full 360. And they are a ball joint going into a socket, so they can shift down or up. They shift in and out, which is really good. He has a bicep swivel, which works really well. Double bend in the elbows, giving us about 90 degrees. Let's see if I can get it a little bit further. Yeah, you can get it a little bit further. You just got to move the bottom joint first and then the top joint. He does have a ball hinge at the wrist, so depending on how you have that ball hinge situated, you can have an up and down hinge, or you can have an in and out hinge. It really just depends on you. He does have a butterfly joint, which comes out about that far, which is a decent amount. These are on ball joints, so they will move around and get out of the way as you need it to. He does have a swivel at the upper torso, which is acceptable. It's not the best, but we do get some leaning. Actually, we get a lot of tilt. You can see it goes side to side, swivels, crunches back about that far, but we do get some gapping. Crunches forward about that far. He does have a waist swivel, and on mine it was really stiff. I have actually got it moving now. So using both of those joints, you can get them to arch back quite a bit. You can get them to arch forward a decent amount. And they did sculpt his back, so you don't have too much gapping right there in the back. Swivel, side-to-side movement, so really good movement there. He can kick forward really high. He kicks high about that far. Kicks back, all the way back actually. He can go all the way out to the side, which looks really good. Almost a full split. Although I'm pretty sure you can manipulate it. Yeah, you can manipulate his joints for a full split. If you really want him to have a split, go ahead. Swivel right here at the thigh. He is double jointed at the knee, which works really good. No boot cut swivel, but we do have a ball joint in the ankle, so it does pivot side to side. Goes forward a little bit, goes back quite a bit, rotates, and then we have a toe hinge. So overall, Gogeta here has the standard articulation for SH Figuarts, which I'm really happy for. Really good articulation, and seeing as he is on the 2.0 body, they're really making strides with how well these joints really move. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta posed for my final thoughts. Overall, I really do love the way this figure came out. It looks just like he did in the movie, and the shading that they used on his costume looks really good. The blue that they went with on his hair is phenomenal, and I am glad they went with a kind of metallic, sparkly paint, because it does bring out so much more out of this figure. Now, if you are looking for the SH Figuarts Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, he is starting to hit online retails right now. I was lucky enough to pre-order mine and get mine from Big Bad Toy Store, and he is going to run you about $70, and that's after shipping. So overall, I think he's still a pretty good figure, and with what you get with him, I think it's really worth it. You don't get any energy effects, which is a little bit of a bummer. I would have liked to see a Stardust Breaker or Soul Punisher to come with this figure, just to give him a little something other than just hands and faces. But still a great figure to have in your collection. If you're a Dragon Ball Super fan, or just a fan of Gogeta, this is actually the first time we ever get a Gogeta figure in the SH Figuarts line. So if you don't have this figure, I really do recommend you add him to your collection. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other SH Figuarts and Dragon Ball videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. And as always, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.